everybody, this is Diane. Welcome to a belated edition of Biters.
And this is Marnell, and sorry we're late.
Life happens.
It does.
It gets a little weird sometimes.
It very much does. And it can all change in a flash. Just ask Madison.
Quite literally in a flash.
Exactly. Or, Chris Hardwick, but we'll get to that.
Oh, God.
I know. Nobody wants to get to that.
I know. We kind of have to get to that, though.
Yeah, it's the elephant in the room.
It is.
It is.
It is. Ugh.
But we're podcasting very late, so you probably have some good numbers for us, so...
I do. So I'm going to start with my rating, which was 4.5 out of 5 oil-soaked walkers.
Aww. We were very, very close. I said 4.25 wounded birds.
All right. I liked it. I thought it was a good episode.
I did too. I actually had a bird fly into the window on Friday night and hurt itself. We were out on the porch. One of our friends was smoking, and we were all just sitting there, and kablam, this bird flies into the window, and it stuns itself, thankfully. So I picked it up and I put it in one of our raised planters, and it flopped over on its back and was trying to I don't know. So I picked it up again and I just held it until it calmed down and got its bearings and set it in the planter, and it flew off. So
hopefully it's okay.
Yeah, but I just thought that was funny that, we had the story about Wilhelmina, and then all of a sudden a bird flies into my window.
You had your little Wilhelmina.
I had my Wilhelmina.
And there she was, flying around and chirping.
So, yeah, I liked the episode.
Yeah, it wasn't the best Fear the Walking Dead episode ever, no, but it was a pretty good one.
It was a mid-season finale for definitely,
Yeah.
This wasn't a season finale, this wasn't a series finale, but it definitely had a big finale.
It's kind of funny because I of course, have started following people like Garrett Dillahunt on Instagram because of you. And he keeps referring to it. People from the cast keep referring to it as the season finale.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, that's funny.
I think they're just not used to that whole cycle because it's their first episode on first season in a series that does this like this.
That is very true. That is very true. We are back on August 12th
yes.
with the season 4 mid-season premiere. So, yeah, no, not season finale, mid-season finale.
Which, to let the cat out of the bag a little bit early, I was looking ahead at some stuff for our featured cast member, and even though Madison is gone, Kim Dickens is slated to be in these upcoming episodes.
I was reading an article on Hollywood Insider I was skimming an article. So if you go and read it and this is not what it said, don't blame me. I skimmed it. It was on the Hollywood Insider, and it talked about whether or not there was going to be flashbacks of Kim Dickens on the show, even though her character's dead. Will we still see her? And they said this is the end of the flashbacks for this season, but her memory will be there. So
because they show her as being in future episodes.
Right.
When you look at her IMDb page.
And maybe that's a credit only?
Oh, possible. Maybe they didn't want to let the cat out of the bag.
But they made it as clear as mud about the flashbacks are over, but her memory is there. So maybe someone will start seeing her ghost. I don't know.
Maybe so. Maybe Strand will start seeing her ghost.
Of all the people, him or Alicia, but yeah, Strand would be the one. I could see him getting drunk and seeing Madison's ghost, or Madison egging him on to be the good guy she always knew he could be.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I actually kind of would too. In small doses for a little while.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's not continue it on forever.
No. So, yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Our featured cast member, we've already done her as Kim Dickens.
Actually, no, I was thinking about it. I don't think we have. You know why? You
What?
and I didn't do the first season of Fear together. Brian and I did the first season of Fear together.
Did you?
I think we did, and I don't think we were doing featured cast members at that point. So I don't think we've done Kim Dickens.
Hmm.
Maybe we have. I don't know. My memory's not as good as it used to be.
I feel like I have, but maybe that's just because she's an OG character. We've seen her for 4 seasons, and
Right?
plus she has so much under her belt already. Yeah, because I think we've talked about. It was so funny. She was in Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon, and I'm
Which
like,
I
wow,
honestly have never seen.
that takes me back. But she's been in a lot of big stuff, and I'm gonna mispronounce. Is it Tremmy on HBO?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, and then there's Deadwood, which on Talking Dead, she announced they are making a Deadwood movie.
She did?
She did.
Yeah, she did. I was confirming. I was agreeing. Yeah.
Okay. Your voice went your inflection went up at the end, so I thought that was the question. So that actually makes me really want to go back and watch Deadwood because it's one that's always been on the list, but it's just never made it to the top. And I really love all the actors and actresses that are in it and have been in it. So, the other one that she is coming out in, it looks like it's post-production, is called The Highwayman.
Really?
And, yeah, a pair of police officers come out of retirement.
We're skipping around, by the way, but that's okay. We'll get back to numbers and we'll get back to other things.
A pair of police officers come out of retirement to catch an infamous outlaws, Bonnie and Clyde. So,
oh, she must be Bonnie. Do you think?
I don't think so. Her character is not named in IMDb, but her castmates include Woody Harrelson, Kevin Costner, Kathy Bates, and what was the other one that I saw? Oh, I guess I'm not seeing any more that are really super recognizable, but a ton of big name actors and actresses that you would recognize on their face or from something that they did.
Wow, that sounds really exciting.
It does. That's one to definitely look out for Kim Dickens. But yeah, it'll looks like the movie will start filming this fall, and so it'll give all of us that have never seen it time to go and binge it.
Well, and I have said before that Deadwood has never been on my list up until quite recently because Nick watched a little bit of it when we lived elsewhere in Alaska, and I used to like holler out from the bathtub, "You're watching Deadwood again, aren't you? Because I'm hearing nothing but cussing." But with Ian McShane coming into my life and Garrett Dillahunt coming into my life, now I'm like, I better watch Deadwood.
Yeah. It's funny how an actor or an actress, when they come into something that you really enjoy, you then go back into their body of work and watch or rewatch things that they have done and then are interested in them going forward. You know, it's this AMC shows are very, very career making, whether or not you've had a career beforehand or not. So I think it's just amazing that, you know, I probably never would have been interested in it had it not been for Fear the Walking Dead, Kim Dickens, and Garrett Dillahunt.
Sure. I mean, I am still in love with American Gods and fell in love with Ian McShane, so I'm interested in seeing him in Deadwood. So I would go back and I would watch it for that reason.
I enjoy the memes that come out of Deadwood. I'll have to send you one later.
Yeah, you will. I haven't seen any of them.
I also love the period costumes that they wear.
Yes.
So yes. Not really a lot on Kim Dickens on her Twitter and Instagram. She does a lot of like behind the scenes and you know, kind of not really live tweets the show, but you know, just coming up tonight, you know,
right.
Kind of thing. But if you follow her for one reason and one reason only, on Twitter and a little bit on Instagram, mostly on Twitter, her and Coleman Domingo post silly little gifs of themselves, like dancing and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is so super funny.
I
like,
love Coleman Domingo so much.
They need to release one a day, and it can be like a kind of a daily affirmation to make you smile of just them doing a little jig.
He's in Monaco right now, so he's Instagramming quite a bit from Monaco.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, no doubt, huh? He's probably drinking a lot of alcohol and smoking a lot of cigars.
Well, I absolutely loved on The Talking Dead the pictures of he, Alicia, and Nick in Mexico.
Prom. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking the little prom thing that they posted. I thought that was really funny. Let's do prom pictures.
No, when they were doing a striptease, basically.
No, I missed that. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. I will have to see if I can find the pictures and send them to you. They're really funny. So really, usually I try and find a charity that an actor or actress is working for, and I didn't find any of those for Kim. But I did find a really good quote. It's her favorite quote that an acting teacher told her. An acting teacher named Dianne Levy in New York, who still teaches acting, said, "Appreciate what works about you. Try not to fix the things that we think that are wrong with us. Those, in fact, wind up being the things that are actually working about us." So
that's pretty cool.
Your weaknesses aren't always your weaknesses. Sometimes they're strengths, you know. Maybe you think that you care too much about something, but that's actually a strength. So,
well, that's certainly advice that we could all take forward into our lives.
Absolutely. Don't go cheating yourself.
Well, so one of the things that I wanted to mention about her is that there's a TV series coming out called Infected. Did you see that?
I did.
And she actually has like one episode where she plays Madison Clark.
What?
Seriously. So it is
the little
description. It's going to be on Chaos Wolves TV, which I have no idea what Chaos Wolves TV is. It's got to be some new channel. When Marcus Smith is thrown into a world that is in ruins due to a worldwide epidemic, he must help his friend Shane Valdez lead a group of survivors to stay alive. So it sounds like another zombie series, but she actually plays Madison.
Okay, this is so funny. If you go to the IMDb photos for it, it looks so fan-made.
Right, it looks kind of cheesy.
Yeah, because the one kid's like holding Lucille towards the camera, and you know, it kind of looks like low production quality.
So who knows? Maybe it totally is a fan thing, and she just consented to appear once as Madison Clark, which if she did, I think that's really cool.
That is absolutely great. Kudos to these kids.
Oh, pardon me. She also plays Emma Borden in Lizzie Borden in a reboot of Lizzie Borden. So
I have seen a little bit about that. Did you ever watch Miss Pettigrew's Home for Peculiar Children?
I did not.
I didn't either. It's one I missed. I think it came out at the same time as the little compendium one to Harry Potter that I can't remember the name of, but they were Fantastic Beasts.
Uh-huh.
They were kind of in the theater at like almost the same time, I think, and I chose one over the other. But yeah, she's in that also.
Well, I suspect we'll be seeing more of Kim Dickens. I mean, if nothing else, she's got the Deadwood thing coming up, but yes. I'm sure that the end of her time on Fear is not the end of her career.
Nope. Not by a long shot.
Excuse me, I am so burpy tonight. How funny. I can't control it either. If you hear the belching, it's not Marnell. It's totally me. How embarrassing.
Oh, that's so funny. I don't even have any wine with me. We're podcasting a little early in the evening. Not that that's a thing. I neglected to grab anything to drink.
It could be the Bud Light that I'm drinking, which actually is surprisingly good. It's Bud Light Orange.
Oh,
and I'm usually not a Bud Light kind of girl, but these are pretty good.
Huh. I'll have to take your word on that.
So I just want to take us back a tiny bit. So there were good numbers for Fear the Walking Dead's mid-season finale.
I'll bet.
We have the live +3 numbers because we're podcasting kind of late. And for the week of June 4th through the 10th, Fear the Walking Dead was actually in the #1 slot for cable.
Woo-woo!
Yeah. And they had 3.48 million viewers, and that was live +3.
Huh.
So
well, I do have to say that a lot of the shows that I am watching are in their mid-season break. So, and Fear was one of the last ones to go to mid-season break. So I don't think I had a lot of competition. Plus, I think a lot of people wanted to see Madison die. I'm just saying.
Well, and I feel really bad for Kim Dickens. I really do, because I worry that, kind of skipping into featured cast territory again, I worry that she is going to have the same fan experience that, to a certain degree, Laurie Holden has had, to a certain degree, Sarah Wayne Callies has had, where they don't go to the cons and they don't do a lot in terms of fan kind of stuff, because their characters were kind of hated characters in the end.
Okay. And I will agree with you with that. But I have to say, we've said it all along, it's not a documentary, but Kim Dickens is an amazing actress. Like, the education that she's received in dramatics and the furthering of her career, and her career prior to Fear the Walking Dead, she has an amazing body of work. My problem was not with Kim Dickens. My problem was with how the character was written.
But it goes to those people who can't separate Kim Dickens from Madison Clark.
There will always be those, and I really hope it doesn't discourage her, because she is part of this amazing universe that AMC created, that
Robert Kirkman created and AMC took on.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm there's no source material for Fear, so it kind of stands alone for me. Yeah. But yeah, I really hope that doesn't discourage her from participating in the Walking Dead universe wherever it goes.
It does. Thomas O'Mara was saying to me that he thought that Jenna Elfman and John Dory were going to be in Walker Stalker Orlando.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I think we might start seeing a pickup in participation from Fear the Walking Dead cast members.
Good. They've earned it.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely been a good first half of the 4th season.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, just very briefly, the title, No One's Gone. So it obviously comes from...
along.
Right.
Yep.
But don't you think it's ironic that she's the one who said it, and this is her episode where she dies?
It is, because... So, did you feel like that she wasn't dead? Like, you watched the episode and she's like, is she under a dumpster? Like,
totally.
Is she really
and then
dead?
I watched Talking and it was like, oh my god, she really is dead. They're all confirming that she is dead.
Yeah, even then, like, every article that I can find is like, no, she's really, really dead. Trust us. Stop asking. She's dead.
Right.
Because they left it. And someone made the point that the other guy survived the fire that he was in at the end of his season.
I do think that was Thomas O'Mara also, and it was Ruben Blades' character.
Yes.
And we were all convinced that we were all convinced to the degree that we're convinced anyone who just disappears in The Walking Dead is dead.
Right.
That he was gone and he had survived.
And he survived. So it was like, did she survive?
Mm-hmm.
Is she going to come back? What's going on? So I can't... It sounds so morbid. I kind of really wish they would have shown something, but
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, it's morbid and gross, but I needed the closure that I didn't get. So.
I'm actually really okay with them not having shown her dying.
Or like like Madison finding like the burnt Walker corpse of her mother stumbling around.
Or you mean Alicia?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't need that. I was good with that not happening.
Yeah.
And I think, that, to me, they kind of implied that rather than getting torn apart by walkers, everything just flamed out. She just burned up with
Right.
those oil-soaked walkers.
Yep. But yeah, so that was really confusing when the title of the episode was "No One's Gone," and then Madison dies, and you're like, is she really gone? Or is that just because that's what Madison keeps saying, is no one's gone until they're gone? Those were her last words.
Okay, and I'm gonna admit, I seriously missed like the last 15 minutes of the episode the first time I watched it, because I don't remember what part I got to, but I got to a part where I was like, okay, it's over. And like they'd had a commercial for talking, and I was like, okay, this is the end. And then there was all this stuff about on talking about Madison dying and about them having the ramen noodle party without without John Dory and all of that. And I was like, what?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And then I realized that I had missed all of that 15 minutes, that last 15 minutes of the episode. So then I watched it and I was like, now it makes total sense.
Wait, what did you do between did you get up and like do dishes or let dogs?
I had recorded it, so I turned it off because I was like, okay, it's over, it's done. I'll watch talking in a little bit.
Well, no one's gone until they're gone, and the episode's not over until it's over.
I know, right?
Whoops.
It was a big whoops. I was completely confused. And Thomas O'Mara sent me a message and was like, blah, blah, Madison, is she really dead? And I was like, well, she must be, but I'm so confused because I didn't see anything that led me to believe that she is. It was quite funny.
That is. That's awesome.
So just a quick trip through writer and director. So the writers were Ian Goldberg and Andrew Chambliss, who wrote together earlier this season. They actually worked together on Another Day in the Diamond and What's Your Story?
And those were the people that were interviewed for the Hollywood Insider story that I read.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so They were the ones that were like, stop asking. Yes, she's really dead.
She's really dead.
She's not under a dumpster.
They're like, seriously, we wrote the death scene. We know.
We're not paying her anymore. Stop asking.
And our director was Michael Satrazemis, who I'm just going to say 2 words, The Grove.
Yeah.
Right?
He's been the main director for what I think are the greatest episodes, some of the greatest episodes for this series.
He's done the bulk of the directing this particular first half of this season.
Yeah. And of course, this season is basically the reboot that we've all been waiting for since season 1. So kudos to you, Michael
Satrazemis. Thank you. I'm not sure that I say it right, but that's what I think.
That totally sounds legit. Not even drinking.
Anything sound legit. I have a long history of practicing that.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so since we're done with numbers, since we're done with featured cast, WTF, let's go to Whisperer's Corner. So now everybody knows that Chris Hardwick has had allegations made against him by an ex-girlfriend who I think is Chloe Dykstra. Is that right?
Yes.
And now they're saying that they're not going to premiere Talking with Chris Hardwick like they had said they were going to.
I have to say that I watched the very first one, and I hadn't watched any more since then, but he was supposed to have Donald Glover on, and I really wanted to see that one. So, I don't know, put it on the internet, and geeks will find it, but...
Well, and I imagine that there was the potential for a Talking Preacher episode next weekend after the premiere of Preacher, and now I would bet that's probably not going to happen.
Right. Right.
Nerdist has taken all mention of Chris Hardwick off of their webpage.
And you can no longer download the Nerdist podcast that he was on.
Which I just have a big middle finger to wave their way. That's all I have to say. I'm really angry about this whole thing.
Let people decide for themselves. It's already his body of work. I don't know if there's any sort of didn't he sell his stake in Nerdist like last year?
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know if he controls any rights over his intellectual property or anything like that, or if he sold them all away. But I really wish they would have let the the fans or not fans or former fans or what have you decide for themselves whether or not they want to listen to his podcast and read his, his work.
Well, and although Nerdist has made up their mind, it seems like the jury is still really out at AMC. I mean,
AMC is CYA.
And right. They are totally saying pending investigation for everything right now.
See, and I'm going to totally preface everything that Dianne and I say to say that we probably are biased because we are Chris Hardwick fans, and we both are having a very hard time with this because we are uber feminists.
I actually posted on Twitter. I rarely post on Twitter, but I was like, I support Chris Hardwick, and if that makes me a bad feminist, then F it all anyway, because I am over the edge about this. I'm feeling like the Me Too movement and the hashtag Time's Up movement. I feel like they're really losing their power, and they're getting diluted, not diluted.
Not diluted, diluted. Yes, they're getting watered down.
Watered down by claims like this, and it's really frustrating because, I'm going to just go off. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go off. So, it would be really easy to be political about this and to be like, I really love Chris Hardwick and he's kind of a lefty like me and blah, 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 blah. And that's why I'm angry about this. But no, Harvey Weinstein is a lefty and I'm perfectly happy to see Harvey Weinstein fry. It's not a political thing. No. And maybe it's a Walking Dead thing. Maybe it's just because I like Chris Hardwick so much on talking and because I've enjoyed his involvement with Walking Dead. I don't know, but I'm really over it. This has just pushed me over the edge.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. So I would also like to preface to say that I believe what Chloe Dykstra wrote in that is the way she feels about the relationship and how it went.
See, you're being a better feminist than I am already.
But I've had bad dates and very bad dates, and I've had very bad relationships, and I have never had a bad relationship to the extent that she describes, but I have had some guys treat me, like crap when I was in my earlier 20s, and I didn't know any better, and I didn't have a lot of confidence, and so I feel like if somebody had done this type of thing to me, I don't think I would wait this long to. And the Me Too movement has given women that didn't have voices before power to speak up and talk about their abuse or their trauma or whatever happened to them in the past, and to, out people who are abusive. And Chris Hardwick he fully takes responsibility, if you've listened to the Nerdist podcast, for being a dick when he was drinking and when he was getting sober. He fully takes ownership of how he treated people, and I think that in my moving forward, if I would have seen myself as a victim, I don't think I would have destroyed a man's, possibly his marriage, his career. He's about to become a father, which really, yeah, okay, I'm not big on kids, and so having kids really doesn't make you a better person to me, but he's just starting out this new life, and you have to come along and do this. And now I have to say, she is so far the only woman that has come out with any story like this. Other women have said that he's a dick, and sure, maybe he is. Maybe he's a bro, but he's not some sort of like Harvey Weinstein or Kevin Spacey, or, he's not this monster. And I think that he has tried to make a better life and tried to do better every day. And I really don't like the way that Chloe did this to him.
I don't have anything productive to say. Yeah. I really don't. I'm so frustrated, and I do feel like, to a certain degree, allegations like hers detract from more serious allegations.
Right. And the thing that I kind of point to is the comedian Camille Nanjiani had
Or
a woman.
Kamal Nanjiani, yeah.
Okay, yeah, had come out, had a woman come out, and
Kamal, I'm probably mispronouncing it too.
yeah, a woman
Anyway,
came out and talked about a date that apparently went horribly for her. That didn't wasn't communicated thoroughly at the time to him, and I don't know. Like I said, I've had bad dates, and I don't feel that I was ever the victim of anything. I've had bad relationships, and I don't expect anyone to call me up, in their 10-step program or 12-step program and be like, "Sorry for the way I treated you," because. And this is something awful to say, and I will explain it. I stayed, so women during a certain era were almost forced to stay in abusive relationships, and I don't feel that women now have that. They can't really say that. There's always help. You can always reach out, and the things that she described. Most of the things that she described were, yeah, he was a dick, and you were kind of a young, insecure woman in a relationship with an older man on the rise, and he didn't let you drink wine at dinner or, didn't like you talking to other guys, and break up with him, As far as the other allegations go, I don't see it as anything criminal, put it that way. So, yeah.
This is probably going to be the most controversial segment we ever do on Biters.
It is it's a rough topic. And when it hits this close to home, I mean, who knows if we're going to see Chris Hardwick on Talking Dead anymore? Who knows if there's going to be a Talking Dead anymore?
Well, and I have to say, so Thomas O'Mara posted that there is some discussion around fans saying that they want Yvette Nicole Brown to take over, and his allegation is that she is racist. I disagree with that, Thomas. You know that you and I disagree on a lot of things. That said, I don't think she would be a good host. I think she would be a terrible host, and I don't want to see that. I would rather see them can talking all together than try to rebuild it with someone like Yvette Nicole Brown.
And I was half laughing about this the other day. I mean, you can kill off Carl, you can kill off Rick, you can kill off Madison, and you've still got your shows. You kill off Chris Hardwick, and The Talking Dead is over.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to see anyone else do it.
It wouldn't be the same. Yeah, I really hope things get better for Chris.
I hope things get better for both of them. I hope that if Chloe Dykstra really did have this horrible, horrible relationship, that she finds some justice, even if it's just the apology that she said would have made her last 4 years of hell bearable.
Right. And, I have to say, do not hate people on Twitter. Don't go hate Chris Hardwick. Don't go hate Chloe Dykstra. Like,
it's something that shouldn't be played out in that public way.
Right. And, the only thing I have to say to both of you is with our 24-hour media cycle, in 10 minutes, somebody is going to do something outrageous or awful, and no one will remember this in a week. Very, very few people will remember this in a week. I'm sure, Trump's going to misspell a tweet, or there's going to be Kim Kardashian's going to release a nude photo. Something's going to happen, and people won't be talking about this anymore. So just hang in there.
And I guess we should stop talking about it too.
With that, I actually have some good and interesting Whisperers Corner news.
Oh, please lift us up.
So since we were podcasting so late, there has been articles that John Bernthal has been seen on the set of season 9 Walking Dead.
No way.
What
are they going to do with him?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I hope they do, and then I'm going to tell you what I think that they're going to do. So I really, really hope that this is like some sort of Telemundo soap opera where I'm not Shane, I'm Shane's twin brother, Sean. Dun, dun, dun. No, what I really, really think is happening is Andrew Lincoln is leaving the show, as we all know by now. So I think that he is either there to support his friend in his final filming, or he is there to do like flashback dreamscapes that everyone seems to have when they die.
And like maybe some stuff about their partnership when they work together.
Right.
As sheriff's deputies.
You know, maybe Judith will see the ghost of her dad.
She won't know.
I know, I'm kidding. But yes, so John Bernthal has been seen hanging out on the set of Walking Dead.
Not Barenthal, as I'd like to say, but Bernthal.
Bernthal.
Well, that's pretty wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently there's some pictures floating around that are really fun. So check
Very
those.
cool.
Yeah. So, and on a high note.
No kidding.
All right.
Or at least move into our goods, bads, and uglies on a high note.
Right. So, what was your good?
Well, my good is that I get to put my riot gear away because John Dory's alive. And I do think he's going to make it. He looks quite stable.
I actually did not notice that he was not in that final scene, but you're right. He must have been resting in the SWAT van.
He was resting in the van, and there were people like, come on, he deserves some ramen too. In fact, it's a hashtag on Twitter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But, so, I mean, that's it. It's just that, yay, John Dory's alive, because it would have been really awful to get such a great character and then have him taken from us.
Right, and then also to have him in now who we are calling June or Naomi.
Right.
Or whatever.
I wish that we would just pick one name and stick
Settle
with
on
it.
a name.
I really don't like June. I don't like it.
No, not my favorite month.
No.
But yeah, it would have been horrible to get those two together again, and then to have him die when all along we thought she was dead.
But did we really? We didn't really.
No, we didn't. You can't fool us.
So Daryl doesn't die, John Dory doesn't die, my riot gear stays in the closet.
So my good was Madison dying.
Of course, and that was actually, I think not only was that Thomas Omar's good, but I think it was his good ugly.
So, and not just because we've all been like, oh, they just need to get rid of all the old characters and Madison, blah, blah, blah. But I just love a main character death. Like, nobody is safe. No, I mean, none of us are getting out of this alive. It's just some of us have an express pass to the end, you know?
It is one thing that Walking Dead does well. They kill off main characters very well. Yeah,
and you know, I think this is a good move. I really like the direction that the show has gone in this season, and like we've joked, they've been taking our advice. But now I think you need to stop and
let us recover a little bit.
Simmer down. I really, really like Alicia. I really, really like Strand. I'm okay with Deny. What's her character name?
Luciana.
Lucy. I'm maybe her for the season finale or something, but keep Alicia, keep Strand, and then go forward with the new cast.
I'm just saying we better not lose any of the new cast this season.
No.
I'm on board for all of them staying on board.
Me too. But June, whatever her name is, Jenna Elfman's character, can lose the hairdo.
Ugh, the bad mullet.
the bad mullet. We can lose that. The braid mullet.
The bad mullet can die. That can be the next character death.
Yep. And I really hope if there is a Talking Dead going forward that they do an in memoriam for it, because it's its own entity. Whenever it's on screen, it just rattles me.
You can't take your eyes off of it.
No.
Know.
You know, I'm totally okay with Eugene's mullet, but not this braid mullet going on.
I got to agree. It's really one of the worst pieces of wardrobe that we've seen in quite some time on Walking Dead.
And don't get me wrong, like, post-apocalyptic hair is not going to be pretty. Like, I'm all greasy if I've gone a day without a shower. So I would definitely probably have braids, or maybe like Al, I would just cut it short and put it under a ball cap or under a cap. But yeah, none of this braid mullet nonsense.
It's pretty awful.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking of bad things, what was your bad thing?
Wait a minute, I want to go back. I missed your good.
Oh, my good was Madison dying.
Oh, duh. See? Distracted. Wounded bird.
It's just a simple thing, and it's the simple thing that in life that make it work.
So my bad was truly bad. I thought that the burned oiled walkers were terrible. I thought the makeup was terrible. I thought their suits were terrible. I felt like I could see the zipper going up the back of their rubber suits.
There was a couple of times where it's like they're wearing like loose stretchies.
It was really bad.
Yeah. I have to agree. There was a few moments that the costumes just weren't doing it for me.
Honestly, this is the first time I've ever complained about the walkers. Like, seriously, these were the worst walkers ever.
Yeah, it was like they ran out of CGI money. Because, I mean, it really wouldn't have taken much to cover up some of the things that were blatantly obvious.
Oh, they were terrible. They looked like they were in corroding scuba diving suits.
Yeah.
It was, and you could kind of see the way that they stretched with their bodies when they were, like, banging on the tank.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
And, like, it was just, like, the already charred, burned ones, and it was seriously a costume, and I was thinking it would have just been much better to, like, put them, like, I guess you could put some charring on some bike shorts and then paint their legs black. But to see, like, in the bend of the knee where you could tell it was
the stretchy costume.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that one.
Oh, they were the worst. Just the worst. Total thumbs down. 0 out of 0 oiled walker.
And like I said, they could have, I mean, just some CGI tweaks, even if you would have had some, like, dust blowing in front of the camera or some ashes blowing in front of the camera where it obscured some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not well done.
I agree. They were terrible.
The walkers were well done, though. Get it?
Ah, wah, wah. That was pretty bad. Not as bad as the walkers, but that was pretty bad.
Not as bad as the walkers. Yeah, there's nothing that's really as bad as the walkers this episode.
So what was your bad?
So when Morgan was talking to Alicia and convincing her not to kill June, Naomi, whatever her name is, I didn't buy it. Like, we have spent an entire half of season with our cast, like, just vengeful and rageful, and they're on a mission and a hunt, and in 2.5 minutes you say something to her that's so profound that she just gives it all up.
Do you think, though, and I'm pushing back a little bit because this is actually my ugly good, do you think it's because she had just watched the tape of Madison and seen how much faith Madison still had in her kids?
I would, except for the fact that it would have been that would have, kicked her out of that mindset. She was still ready to go kill Naomi. And nothing that Morgan said really struck a chord with me where I'd be like, nah, he's got a point, like it wasn't very convincing for me. So I had a hard time believing that she would have like gone soft at that point. And if anything, I'm really surprised that she didn't kill Charlie for killing Nick.
Now that I agree. I was very surprised that she didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Alicia dropped her whole mission. Like, blah. Yeah. I can't say that I'm disappointed because it's not that I wanted Naomi to die or I wanted to see them kill a kid on the show. I mean, the actress that plays Charlie, Alexa Nicenson. I haven't even been drinking.
Maybe that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah. I gotta go get a box wine and a straw. I'll be right back.
Capri Sun for grown-ups.
So, it's not that I wanted to see, but I think they should have spent a little more time on, calming Alicia down than they did horribly burnt walkers beating on the SWAT van. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. That works for me.
Yeah, they should have delved into that one a little deeper.
Nonetheless, to take it away, my ugly, which was a good ugly, was the moment between Alicia and Morgan because I actually really liked it. I really liked him putting his chest against the pistol and he said, somebody told me I'd end up with people again and I didn't believe him, which was such a nice flashback to the beginning of this series / the season finale of Walking Dead. And then that moment where she collapses against Morgan and she's crying, I just loved it. I thought it was a great moment, but I am a total sucker. Hook, line, and sinker.
And, don't get me wrong, it had to happen because like Morgan says, it has to start somewhere. It has to stop somewhere.
Right.
I mean, it's the old saying, an eye for an eye and we're all blind.
Mm-hmm.
Something to that effect.
Gandhi, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Right. And so, I mean, all of this had to stop somewhere because we had to bring this new group in. And I do have to say that I kind of liked the way that it happened with the kimchi noodles and the tape and, then a little bit, I guess, with Morgan's wise words.
I think it ended in such a way that I can see this group moving forward as a cohesive group.
Yes.
And, to Madison's credit, it has a lot to do with Madison and it has a lot to do with the tape that she made with Al.
It does. And so that brings me into my ugly is I don't know if this is a good ugly or bad ugly. I guess I'm actually very torn on it. Madison got a hero's death, and I'm not so sure it was, I don't know, I guess it was deserved, but it was really well done. I loved the lighting. I loved the walkers who were actually on fire. Some of them, the masks were a little big, but safety first.
And they were better than the walkers banging on the SWAT van.
Right. And I loved the whole telling the story in slow-mo with all the other characters voicing over. And I really, really loved the line. And that's why she died for them. That's why she died for us. That's why she died for me. I loved that whole end scene where, they're telling the story about the ball field and Madison and everything. The visuals and the auditory and everything, it was really well done. Kudos to them.
Very good.
Yeah.
Are we into Rotting Potpourri?
We are.
The tapes. There was the Abe and the Doctor tape. Who else was there? I missed, they talked about it a little bit on Talking. Who else has she run into that we might know? Did you see any other tapes?
I didn't. I tried to see some names. Nothing jumped out at me. So I really do have to go back and relook at that. But yeah, I did notice the Abe one. I couldn't. It was Abe slash doctor, and couldn't catch the doctor. But
Oh, it
I
was
definitely saw
Eugene.
Abe. Well, no. But I mean, it was obscured. I couldn't read it.
Oh, you didn't
Abe.
realize it said Abe slash
Yeah,
doctor. Okay.
yeah. I just saw Abe.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a miss something in there, and yeah. So that will be interesting because I also want to see more of Alicia's or not Alicia's Al's story going forward.
I think we'll get it. I mean, I think they've really set us up in a way that we have to get it, especially with the pivotal role that she has played with these tapes and in resolving this story.
Right. And in the beginning, when her and Madison come across each other, and Madison's like, I've lost everything. And Al's like, you think you've been through a lot? Lady, you have no idea.
Well, and she keeps saying, do you have any idea how many times I've been zip-tied?
Right?
I just want that part of the story, if nothing else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would love them to do a Red Machete type the little tidbits they did, or the flight whatever, with Al's tapes.
Oh, that's a great idea. Would you get Greg Nicotero on the phone and tell him that, please?
I will get right on that.
That is a great idea.
I have him on speed dial. He needs to release the tapes. Not you, Comey. Nicotero.
Oh, Lordy, let there be tapes.
No, but I would like, it's all the other people on the flight thing and all the Red Machete people. Like, you could have a whole series of just these, like, strangers telling their stories.
That would be totally awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
I know you're out there. I know you're listening.
I am completely down for that.
You rebooted the cast, like I said. You killed Madison, like I said. You need to do this, like I said.
Thomas O'Mara, you have the ears of these people when you go on all these cruises and to all these cons. It is your job to take this message forward.
Go forth, young man. One of the tapes, though, I do have to say, and I wrote it down very boldly, they called them the Walkers Stumblers, and I'm like, that's a dumb name. We would never call them Stumblers.
Oh my gosh, really? Did they say that? That's hilarious.
Yeah, Stumblers. I'm like, no, no one would look at this terrifying zombie, a dead person's corpse shambling around, and call it a stumbler. I mean, I guess maybe if the only zombies you encountered, were formerly clowns. Stumblers. Not a thing. Don't make it a thing.
Now you're totally channeling John Lovett. It's not a thing. Don't make it a thing. We're using the other app. We're only using this app now.
End of ad. Oh.
I didn't Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's really all that I had.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot for Rotting Potpourri either.
My brilliant additions to the show.
I'm looking to see what I've got from Thomas O'Mara because I know that he typed quite a bit of stuff to me. So, and of course, I'm totally like thumbing through my Facebook trying to find it. I have not been on Biters. Have you been on Biters?
I haven't. I have been taking a social media break.
I have been lazy because this week has been Pride Week, and I went to my first ever drag show, which was so much fun. Oh my God.
You have never been to a drag show?
I know, isn't that hilarious? My first ever.
That is crazy. I've been to several.
Well, all I can say is I have now been to the best.
And I have also gone to Boylesque. There's a group called
yes.
that do amazing. I absolutely love this new iteration of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I'm all for it.
I haven't watched it.
It's good.
Okay, so here's Tom's rating. 4 out of 5 confusing flashbacks within flashbacks and flash forwards. Great first 8 episodes, but the finale was a letdown. Madison really dead. We don't see it. Dory fighting for his life in the tank. They leave him all alone to storytell and have a ramen meal.
He needed a nap. He had a rough day.
Let's see. Was kind of let down for the mid-season finale. I wanted to see Madison die a slow, painful death.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
I was being kind. I just needed to see her die for closure. It didn't have to be slow or painful or awful. I just wanted closure.
Oh no, so he literally said, my ugly, Madison's death scene. As beautiful as it was, I needed to see her skin ripped from her body. I'm tempted to buy her action figures so I can do it myself. Nice.
That's terrible.
See, this is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why people like Kim Dickens won't come to Walker Stalker.
Kim Dickens is a lovely actress. Do not hate her on social media. Go and watch her new movies.
Right. Go and see the Deadwood movie, but catch up on Deadwood first, like some of us have to because we were lame and didn't watch it when it first came out.
Right. I love binging, though.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to... I'm sure that I can convince the other half to binge Deadwood with me because he enjoyed what he did watch, so... Well...
Yeah, so we will be back on... Not on August 12th, but that's when Fear the Walking Dead comes back for the mid-season premiere of Season 4.
You can follow us at The Good News, The Gospel According to AMC's Preacher. We're going to be picking that up this week.
Yeah.
Preacher premieres on June 24th.
Yes.
And we have one episode from last season that we still need to podcast. So we're actually going to podcast the season finale for last season and then pick up on the 24th with the new season of Preacher.
Yes, I can't wait.
Me either. I think it will be really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it's not its last season, but maybe.
I'm scared that it will be.
It probably will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless they do something crazy like Fear the Walking Dead did and kill everyone.
They better not. I like all of our main characters too much.
I like all of our main characters too much, too.
It wouldn't be Preacher without Tulip, Cassidy, and Preacher.
You think?
You think. Anyway, where else can people find us? They can find us at Southgate Media. They can find us on Twitter at Biters. They can find us on Facebook.
You can email us via Southgate. I think at some point, maybe, hopefully, we will also be on Capes and Lunatics Live doing our take on Ant-Man and Wasp in July.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can come see us in the flesh.
In person.
In person. So yeah.
But if you're leaving us until August 12th, we encourage you to just remember.
Take it.
One
dead day
at a time.
Hey, I think we did better than the cast on Talking Dead when they tried to...
When they tried to talk with Hardwick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might have actually gotten somewhere this time.
Yeah, I think we're getting better. It's only taken us like 4 years.
All right, everybody, have a good summer if we don't talk to you before August 12th.
Yeah. Happy 4th of July and everything in between.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.